In the name of God the Merciful. In this clip you will learn about the life of crabs, and I promise you that in the next clip I will go to the cow. If you love animals and enjoy these clips, don't forget to like and subscribe. Crab is an animal from the sub-branch of crustaceans, which has 10 legs, which are generally 2 arms and 8 legs. You can see this animal in all oceans of the world. They can easily live in salty fresh water or tropical coastal areas. The body length of crabs is very different because they have different species. For example, the pea crab is only a few millimeters long, and the Japanese spider crab has legs up to 4 meters long. If we want to estimate, there are about 850 species of these animals in the whole world. These animals are omnivores. They can feed on algae, coastal mollusks, small fish, crustaceans, fungi, and bacteria. Also, if they live on the beaches where humans come and go, they also consume human food. If these animals can have a good diet that includes all the things we mentioned, they can grow quickly and have a long life. There are approximately 850 species of crabs in the whole world. These crabs are different from each other in appearance and body size. In this section, we are going to introduce you to some of the types of this animal. Spider. The Japanese spider crab is one of the largest species of this animal. This animal has legs that are 4 meters long or more. For this reason, they gave him the nickname Spider, because his long legs make this animal look like a giant spider when walking. This breed can only be seen in Japanese waters. Horseshoe. Horseshoe crab is one of the types of this animal, which is known as a living fossil. This animal dates back to 300 million years ago, 100 million years before dinosaurs. This breed has a very good role for the production of various medicines and ecology. Since the 70s, the blue blood of this breed has been used in the production of various medicines, but today, due to the excessive use of this animal, it has entered the group of endangered animals. Coconut. Coconut crab or Birgus latreaux is one of the largest crustaceans on the planet that can grow up to at least 1 meter. What can be very interesting in the body of this group of crabs is their incredible strength. They can easily lift objects up to 30 kilograms. The name of this crab is coconut because they easily climb coconut trees and feed on this fruit. Recluse. The recluse race is actually a very isolated race from the crustacean family. Unlike other breeds, this breed has a soft belly. He takes refuge in the skin of an animal to defend himself. This makes it always change its shell and look for a new shell as its body size increases. This animal is nocturnal and is known as a scavenger. Crabs have many different colors. Among them, you can see orange, red, black or brown. There are some of these breeds that generally do not have a specific color, such as ghost crabs. This crab is known by this name because of its colorless body. So, in general, it can be said that this animal has a very high color spectrum. As mentioned, this animal is omnivorous. Crab food is a combination of all kinds of food. Materials include all kinds of algae, plants, small fish, all kinds of bacteria and coastal mollusks or all kinds of crustaceans whose size is smaller than this animal. Crab food can also be a variety of human food waste left on the beach. Most crabs have soft mouths, so they need a way to break down all the food they eat. They do this instead of chewing and putting food in their mouths. The stomach of a crab is divided into two parts. The first house has 3 strong teeth to crush the food they eat, strong enough to crush hard and small materials including shells. Crabs are active animals with complex behavioral patterns. They can communicate with the tap of their finger. This animal has a very long lifespan. Its spider race can live up to 100 years. If this animal observes its diet well and is not hunted by other animals, it lives between 50 and 100 years. The long lifespan of these animals is due to their tough skin as well as their lifestyle and habitat. In most male crabs, their abdomen, pelon, is narrow and triangular in shape, while females have a wider and rounder abdomen. In addition, female crabs have smaller claws than male crabs. Crabs attract a mate through chemicals, pheromones, visual, acoustic or vibration. Spawning season in this animal is mid-spring. There are some species of crayfish, such as the freshwater crayfish, that spawn only once a year. The eggs are located exactly between the legs near the abdomen in the female. There are about 7 stages for these eggs to be fertilized. After the mother has placed the eggs in the coastal holes, she fills them with sand. After passing the 7 stages that we mentioned, the eggs come out and drag themselves from under the sand to the surface of the beach. The nature of crabs is such that during the cold season, their habitat goes under the sand at the edge of the sea or at the bottom of the sea. Accordingly, when the weather warms up, they leave the sand and come out of the water. They go under the sun to get some special vitamins needed by their body and actually sunbathe. Because sometimes they don't come out of the sand for 3 to 4 months because of the cold, they sometimes stay under the sun for several days to get their vitamins and energy. Breathing in both water and land environment is a normal thing for these crustaceans. Crabs, like fish, use the water in their lungs to absorb water oxygen. Outside the water, crabs have plates called articular plates that can seal the gills to retain moisture. Have you ever seen a lobster make bubbles? It is thought that lobsters out of the water direct bubbles to the gills to keep the flow of oxygen going. The crab inhales air, which passes through the gills and supplies them with oxygen. The length of time a crab can breathe out of water depends on the type of crab. Some crabs, such as coconut crabs and land crabs, are terrestrial and breathe well without water, although they still need to keep their gills moist. These crabs can live out of water as long as their gills remain moist. But land crabs die if they are immersed in water. Other crabs, such as blue crabs, are primarily aquatic and have adapted to receive oxygen from water. However, they can also survive out of water for 1 to 2 days. The European green crab is a species that survives for a long time, at least a week out of water. These species do not appear to be eradicated, and this is a problem because they have invaded many areas of the United States and are competing with native species for food and space. When crabs feel threatened, they may exhibit aggressive behavior and appear downright dangerous. But while there's no denying that crabs aren't the prettiest creatures, and some of them look downright scary, luckily, even the biggest and scariest crabs aren't dangerous. You may get pinched while swimming, but it's usually harmless. If you handle crabs, it is wise to wear gloves for protection. Tips about crabs. A crab is an animal that has long claws and lives in water. Crabs can also walk on land, but they move to one side. In Arabic, crab is called khanser. Crabs have one pair of large tentacles and one pair of small tentacles. They have one pair of eyes, one pair of upper jaws and two pairs of lower jaws. They have 5 pairs of legs. The first 2 legs are pincers for catching prey. Most of the crab species are restricted to areas with a certain depth due to their need for temperature, and they cannot live in deep areas. The only way they can reach other marine areas is by releasing floating larvae that are carried by water currents through the sea. For example, the giant clawed spider crab may be able to sink to the bottom of the ocean. In fact, it probably walks across the surface of the sea from Hawaii to Alaska. Because there is not much food there, ocean depth, it may feed on dead animals that come from the surface water, such as whales, sea lions or large fish. Crabs can live for a long time without eating. Once they find a food source, they can live on it for a while until they consume it all, then they go in search of food. When food bodies fall below the surface of the water, dead organisms and bacteria may reflect phosphorescence, light produced by living organisms, that can be detected by the crab's eyes. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the clip. I hope you have gained useful information about crabs. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.